What you're about to see will shock the world of comedy forever. Katt Williams, the king of unfiltered truth, has finally broken his silence, and Wanda Smith is at the center of the storm. Behind closed doors, promises were broken, trust was shattered, and careers hung in the balance. Imagine being on top of your game, only to discover someone you trusted was secretly working against you. That's exactly what happened here. Katt Williams isn't holding back anymore. Every word, every look, every moment caught on camera screams betrayal. Fans are divided. The industry is buzzing. How could one of the funniest men alive expose a colleague in such a brutal, public way? And what does this mean for Wanda Smith's career? In the next few minutes, you'll witness unseen footage, shocking revelations, and a drama that has already sent shockwaves across Hollywood. Secrets, lies, and deception. It's all here by the end of this video. You'll understand why this isn't just a celebrity feud. It's a story of ambition, betrayal, and survival in a world where one wrong move can ruin everything. And just when you think you've seen it all, the final revelation will leave you speechless. Katt Williams had always been known for his fearless truth-telling, his sharp wit, and his ability to speak what others wouldn't dare whisper. But behind the laughter, behind the sold-out comedy shows and viral clips, a storm was quietly brewing. Wanda Smith, someone he once trusted, had been quietly undermining him for months. It started small, almost imperceptible. Missed emails, mismanaged schedules, a slight twisting of facts in private meetings. But as weeks turned into months, what seemed like minor mistakes began to feel deliberate sabotage, disguised as incompetence. Katt had built his career from the ground up, surviving the cutthroat world of entertainment, always fighting to maintain his authenticity. For someone like him, betrayal wasn't just personal. It was professional. Every opportunity he had fought for, every pitch he had made, and every career move seemed to be subtly obstructed. Sources close to the situation revealed that Wanda Smith had been quietly positioning herself in ways that made Katt look bad in front of producers, agents, and even fans. Projects that should have gone smoothly began to collapse. Not because of Katt's talent or effort, but because of behind-the-scenes manipulation he hadn't anticipated. The confrontation was inevitable. Hidden cameras captured the moment that would soon go viral. Katt Williams, composed yet charged with raw emotion, confronting Wanda in a private studio meeting. The tension was palpable. Every word, every glance seemed to slice through the air like a knife. Katt spoke with precision, pointing out patterns of behavior that had jeopardized his projects, undermined his reputation, and threatened to dismantle years of work. He didn't yell. He didn't need to. His calm, deliberate voice carried the weight of truth. Wanda's reaction was telling. Outwardly, she remained composed, but those familiar with her career say that internally she was scrambling. The room crackled with energy, a mix of anger, frustration, and disbelief. Katt revealed emails, screenshots, and evidence that painted a picture of intentional sabotage. Every word she tried to use to defend herself was met with Katt's sharp observations, each rebuttal meticulously dismantling her excuses. Fans, who later saw snippets of the footage, described it as unbelievably tense and like watching a thriller unfold in real life. Katt wasn't just confronting betrayal. He was exposing it in a way that demanded accountability. The story was bigger than personal grievances. It was a cautionary tale about trust, ambition, and the fragile alliances that exist in the entertainment industry. It wasn't just the evidence that stunned people. It was Katt's composure, his ability to maintain control while laying bare months of frustration. For those watching, it became clear that this wasn't a spur-of-the-moment outburst. This was a carefully measured confrontation, the kind that only comes from someone who has been pushed too far and has reached the breaking point. Every revelation made Wanda's alleged actions harder to ignore. The industry was buzzing before the confrontation even became public. Insider sources had hinted at tension, leaked whispers about disagreements, missed opportunities, and subtle conflicts that many dismissed as normal workplace friction. But the footage told a different story, a story of calculated betrayal. of professional ambition crossing moral boundaries, and of a comedian who refused to let his legacy be quietly sabotaged. During the meeting, Katt also highlighted how Wanda's actions had affected not only him, but the people around him. Colleagues, collaborators, and even fans who were indirectly impacted felt the consequences of her maneuvers. Productions delayed, creative ideas stolen, trust broken. These weren't small incidents. Each example Katt presented built upon the previous, creating a clear, damning narrative. The conversation reached a critical point when Katt addressed the most shocking moment: the public exposure of a project that Wanda allegedly tried to claim as her own. Hidden documents, emails, and recorded calls laid bare the truth. Katt's calm but authoritative delivery left no room for denial. Watching him, one could feel the years of loyalty, mentorship, and collaboration he had invested in, how that trust had been taken for granted. For Katt's confrontation was more than professional. It was deeply personal. He expressed the hurt of being undermined by someone he considered a colleague, perhaps even a friend. He described the emotional weight of seeing a career he had fought so hard to build threatened by hidden agendas. Every sentence underscored a central theme. Betrayal cuts deeper when it comes from someone you trusted. As part one of this saga concludes, viewers are left on the edge of their seats. Katt Williams had unveiled the evidence, confronted Wanda Smith, and exposed months of covert sabotage. But questions remain. How will Wanda respond publicly? Will the industry rally behind Katt, or will this confrontation create a divide among collaborators and fans? Where the fallout begins, the drama escalates, and the world watches as two powerful personalities navigate ambition, betrayal, and the ruthless scrutiny of the spotlight. This is not just another celebrity feud. It's a real-life drama with consequences that reach far beyond one conversation. Katt Williams' courage to expose what was happening behind the scenes sends a message to the industry. Trust is fragile. Loyalty is priceless, and betrayal will not go unanswered. And just when you think you've seen all the drama, the next revelations, hidden footage, insider testimonies, and unexpected reactions promise to shock the world even further. The stage is set. The players are ready. The question remains: who will survive this storm and who will be left exposed? The fallout from Katt Williams' confrontation with Wanda Smith was immediate, explosive, and unavoidable. Within hours of the footage leaking online, social media lit up like a wildfire. Fans, colleagues, and industry insiders were scrambling to process what they had just witnessed. The viral clip painted a vivid picture. One comedian exposing months of behind-the-scenes manipulation, unmasking betrayal that many had suspected but no one had dared confirm publicly. Industry analysts quickly weighed in. This is unprecedented. One entertainment lawyer told a major outlet, "You rarely see someone confront betrayal so openly and with such concrete evidence." Katt's approach was meticulous, calculated, and highly public. The term career sabotage was trending within hours, and comments poured in from every corner of the internet. People debated the ethics, the intent, and the consequences, while memes and reaction videos multiplied faster than anyone could track. Meanwhile, Wanda Smith faced a storm she hadn't anticipated. While she had previously positioned herself as a behind-the-scenes strategist, suddenly, all eyes were on her. Interviews were requested, agents called, and her professional contacts began asking uncomfortable questions. Some insiders defended her, claiming misunderstandings and professional miscommunications. Others were less sympathetic, pointing to the clear evidence Katt had presented: emails, documents, and recordings that outlined deliberate attempts to undermine him. Katt, for his part, didn't let the public frenzy distract him. He continued to release statements emphasizing professionalism, accountability, and the importance of integrity in an industry known for opportunism. He made it clear that this confrontation wasn't about revenge, it was about exposing the truth. Every video clip he posted, every statement he gave, reinforced one central message: betrayal has consequences, and he would not let his career or reputation be quietly destroyed. The public's reaction was intense. Fans flooded social media with support, praising Katt for his courage and transparency. Hashtags like #KattExposes and #CareerBetrayal were trending globally. Even comedians who had remained silent for years began weighing in, some offering behind-the-scenes confirmation of similar experiences, while others criticized the public exposure, arguing it could damage the industry's collaborative culture. As the story unfolded, Katt revealed more about the specific projects Wanda allegedly sabotaged. Major productions previously touted as guaranteed hits had reportedly been jeopardized by missed deadlines, miscommunication with producers, and deliberate delays. These weren't accidents, Katt explained in a live stream. This was a pattern, a strategy that, if unchecked, could have derailed my career. His calm but intense delivery carried the weight of years in the industry, years spent navigating competition, managing egos, and protecting his craft. The drama didn't stop at the professional level. Personal relationships began to fray under the strain of public scrutiny. Collaborators who had once worked closely with Wanda now had to confront the uncomfortable truth. Had they unknowingly supported someone undermining a colleague's career? Rumors swirled about lost contracts, delayed projects, and private meetings that had gone disastrously wrong. Every revelation seemed to peel back another layer of a complex, often hidden world of ambition and rivalry. Wanda's response, when it finally came, was calculated. She released a statement emphasizing professionalism, claiming misunderstandings, and suggesting that Katt's portrayal of events was exaggerated. "I have always prioritized the success of my clients and collaborators," her statement read. "Any perceived mistakes were unintentional, and I regret any misunderstandings." While measured, the statement did little to calm the storm. Social media users immediately dissected every word, arguing that her lack of direct acknowledgement of specific claims made Katt's version even more credible. Legal experts chimed in, explaining the nuances of such professional disputes. While these are largely civil and contractual matters, one analyst explained, the public exposure adds a layer of reputational risk that can have far-reaching consequences. The entertainment industry thrives on trust, and once that trust is publicly questioned, the effects are amplified exponentially. It's progressed. Katt's team revealed new evidence that Wanda allegedly tried to claim credit for some of his work. Emails showed communication with third-party producers that subtly excluded him from discussions he should have been a part of. Contracts were misrepresented, schedules shifted, and opportunities were quietly diverted for the audience. These revelations added a cinematic quality to the story, a talented performer facing unseen forces, working against him at every turn. But the story also had human moments. Katt spoke candidly about the emotional toll of betrayal. "It's not just about missing opportunities," he told a live audience. "It's about trust. When someone you respect undermines you, it's like the ground falls out from under you. You question every decision, every collaboration, every friendship. It's exhausting and it's personal." Fans connected deeply to these sentiments, seeing in Katt's words the universal experience of being hurt by someone you trusted. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, the industry was taking note. Producers and collaborators were watching the reactions, weighing whether to continue working with Wanda, Katt, or both. The stakes were high. Endorsements, future contracts, and ongoing projects hung in the balance. Every statement, every post, and every interview added pressure, turning what could have been a private dispute into a full-blown public spectacle. The tension reached a crescendo. Katt Williams had exposed Wanda Smith's alleged career sabotage, revealed new evidence, and confronted the emotional realities of betrayal. The story had moved from whispers and rumors to undeniable documented confrontation. The public was divided, some firmly in Katt's camp, some cautiously neutral, and others questioning both parties. But one thing was clear, the drama was far from over. As the screen faded out, the cliffhanger was undeniable. Questions loomed. How would Wanda respond next? Would other industry players step forward with their own stories? Could Katt maintain control of his narrative as the public spotlight intensified? In the entertainment world, trust is fragile. Reputations are everything. And one confrontation can ignite a media firestorm with consequences no one can fully predict. Fans waited, riveted, for the next chapter where the stakes would climb even higher. Alliances would shift. And the full impact of this career betrayal would finally unfold. The tension had reached a fever pitch. After Part 2's revelations, the entertainment world was buzzing with speculation, debate, and outrage. Katt Williams' confrontation with Wanda Smith had not only exposed alleged career sabotage, but it also ignited a chain reaction that no one could have predicted. Social media threads exploded. Late-night shows discussed the feud. And industry insiders whispered about the repercussions for both parties. Katt didn't hold back. With a laser focus, he detailed the long-term impact of Wanda's alleged actions. This wasn't just a few missed opportunities, he said in an exclusive interview. This was a systematic undermining. Projects delayed, contracts jeopardized, relationships fractured. And the worst part? It's done quietly, behind closed doors. Until now. The camera captured the intensity in his eyes, a mix of anger, pain, and determination. It was a performance of truth, raw and unfiltered. Fans were riveted. The narrative wasn't just about professional betrayal. It was about human emotions, trust shattered, and careers hanging in the balance. The story quickly transcended entertainment news and became a broader discussion about ethics in Hollywood. How do you navigate an industry that thrives on both collaboration and cutthroat competition? One commentator asked. It was a question that resonated deeply, not just for insiders, but for anyone who had ever felt undermined in their own work. Meanwhile, Wanda Smith faced mounting pressure. Every statement she made, every interview she gave, was scrutinized. Analysts dissected her words for hidden admissions, double meanings, and signs of guilt or innocence. In this climate, perception is everything, an entertainment lawyer noted. Even if allegations aren't legally proven, public opinion can make or break careers. And right now, Wanda's reputation is on the line. Katt's team also began revealing additional details. Internal communications, emails, and documents suggested a pattern of deliberate exclusion. Opportunities that should have been collaborative were manipulated. Producers and collaborators were being given conflicting information. The audience could almost visualize the web of intrigue, deceit, and power plays that had quietly controlled Katt's career trajectory for months, not years. But the drama didn't stop there. The confrontation sparked reactions from other figures in the comedy world. Some came forward publicly to express support for Katt, sharing their own experiences of betrayal and manipulation. Others remained silent, calculating the risk of taking sides in a conflict now being watched by millions. The lines between ally and adversary became blurred, and every social media post, every interview, and every public appearance was now a strategic move in a high-stakes game. As the story unfolded, it became clear that the fallout wasn't limited to professional consequences. Personal relationships were tested under the spotlight. Friends who had trusted Wanda's guidance began questioning their past decisions. Colleagues who had once collaborated with Katt were forced to reconsider their own alliances. The entertainment world had become a chessboard, with every move scrutinized. Every reaction amplified. Katt, ever the strategist, continued to maintain the moral high ground. This isn't about revenge, he emphasized during a live stream that drew hundreds of thousands of viewers. This is about accountability. About setting the record straight. About protecting yourself and your work when someone tries to manipulate your career for their own gain. His words resonated, reinforcing his credibility and framing him as a figure who could navigate betrayal with both intelligence and integrity. Wanda's responses? While professionals seemed increasingly defensive, she released a statement emphasizing misunderstandings, yet avoided addressing the specific examples Katt had publicly revealed. The contrast between Katt's concrete evidence and Wanda's vague explanations fueled the drama further, leaving fans, commentators, and industry insiders speculating about what might come next. The stakes escalated to their highest point yet. Katt began to hint at more revelations, never-before-seen messages, insider testimonies, and proof of systematic sabotage. The suspense was palpable. Fans were on the edge of their seats, eagerly awaiting each new upload, each tweet, and each interview. The tension was no longer just about past betrayals. It was about the future of both Katt's and Wanda's careers. At the same time, the industry itself was forced to respond. Producers, directors, and collaborators were being asked tough questions. Could Wanda be trusted? Should they continue working with her? Was Katt's account accurate? And if so, how many other artists had experienced similar manipulations without ever speaking out? The ripple effects extended far beyond this one confrontation, creating a cautionary tale about ambition, trust, and integrity in Hollywood. Trust and integrity in Hollywood. The cliffhanger was undeniable. Would Wanda finally acknowledge the evidence? Would more collaborators come forward? Could Katt continue to protect his legacy while navigating the fallout? Every unanswered question ensured that the story's climax would be explosive, a final showdown where reputations, careers, and truths would collide with dramatic force. In the world of entertainment, betrayal is not just a personal issue, it's a public spectacle. And in this high-stakes game, every move, every statement, and every revelation can change the narrative overnight. The story was far from over. The stage was set, and the final act of tension had reached a breaking point. After the public revelations, social media was ablaze. Clips of Katt Williams' confrontation with Wanda Smith circulated endlessly, dissected by fans, commentators, and industry insiders alike. Every comment, every gesture, every nuance was analyzed frame by frame. The entertainment world was watching, and the stakes had never been higher. Katt, however, was calm. Behind the scenes, he continued to gather more proof, emails, messages, and testimonies from collaborators who had witnessed the alleged sabotage firsthand. "I didn't want this to be about drama for the sake of drama," Katt explained during a rare sit-down interview. "This is about truth, about making sure people understand what really happened and why careers can be destroyed quietly if no one speaks up." His words carried weight. There was authenticity in his voice, a stark contrast to the swirling speculation around him. The fallout for Wanda was immediate. Offers she had once relied on were being reconsidered. Producers questioned past decisions, agents scrutinized contracts, and colleagues who once trusted her now hesitated. Even those who had stayed neutral began to voice concerns. The tension wasn't just personal. It was systemic. Katt's revelations were forcing the industry to reflect on trust, accountability, and ethics. Fans began to take sides. Some praised Katt for his courage, highlighting the bravery it takes to publicly call out someone powerful. Others questioned whether the confrontation itself was a strategic career move. The debate raged across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Memes, reaction videos, and hot takes multiplied by the hour. Every new post amplified the drama. Turning a personal dispute into a global spectacle, Katt also revealed the human toll this betrayal had taken. Sleepless nights, missed opportunities, and strained relationships had weighed heavily on him. "It's not just about work," he admitted. "It's about your reputation, your mental health, and your ability to trust. When someone undermines you behind closed doors, it shakes your foundation. You start questioning everything, your decisions, your instincts, even the people closest to you." The audience could feel the raw emotion behind the story. It was no longer just a professional feud. It was a human struggle laid bare. As the week unfolded, new details emerged. Messages surfaced suggesting that Wanda had intentionally misdirected Katt from key projects. Collaborators shared accounts of confusion and frustration, hinting at a deliberate pattern of obstruction. The picture painted was one of strategic betrayal, calculated, methodical, and damaging. Katt's confrontation, once perceived by some as a moment of dramatic venting, now appeared as the tipping point of years of professional sabotage. The public's reaction intensified when insiders revealed the broader implications of Wanda's alleged actions. Several comedians and performers who had previously trusted her guidance admitted they, too, had been misled. their careers subtly derailed by miscommunication, missed opportunities, or misinformation. The narrative shifted. Katt's story was no longer isolated. It was emblematic of a wider issue within the entertainment industry. The hidden battles behind the glamour and the spotlight. In response, Wanda issued a statement, attempting to clarify her side. "There are misunderstandings," she said, her voice measured. Not everything is as it appears online, but the timing of her statement and the lack of direct acknowledgement of the evidence Katt had shared only fueled further speculation. Every word was analyzed, and every omission was interpreted as a potential admission. The drama was escalating exponentially. Meanwhile, Katt maintained his composure, using the chaos strategically. "I'm not here to destroy anyone," he explained during a live stream that drew massive viewership. "I'm here to speak the truth and protect the integrity of my career. That's all." The calmness in his tone, combined with the weight of his evidence, gave him a clear advantage. He was no longer just reacting. He was shaping the narrative, directing the conversation, and forcing the industry to reckon with uncomfortable truths. The climax approached when a series of previously unreleased communications surfaced. These documents detailed alleged patterns of obstruction and misdirection that had affected Katt's career trajectory for years. Fans were shocked. Critics reevaluated their opinions. Even neutral observers recognized the gravity of the situation. The story had transformed from a personal confrontation into a landmark moment, highlighting accountability and transparency in entertainment at this point. The drama had reached cinematic proportions. Katt's calm but relentless pursuit of truth contrasted sharply with Wanda's defensive posture, creating a visual and emotional tension that captivated audiences worldwide. Every reaction, every revelation, every public appearance contributed to a narrative that felt larger than life, a real-time unfolding thriller where careers, reputations, and legacies hung in the balance. Yet, even as the drama peaked, Katt kept one revelation in reserve, a final, shocking piece of evidence that could redefine everything fans thought they knew. The suspense was palpable. Social media erupted with speculation. What could Katt possibly reveal next? How would Wanda respond? And most importantly, how would the industry reckon with this unprecedented exposure of behind-the-scenes sabotage? The story was at a crescendo. Audiences were hooked, insiders were nervous, and the world watched as the fallout continued to unfold. Katt Williams had not just confronted Wanda Smith. He had exposed a narrative of betrayal, tested the limits of industry ethics, and sparked a conversation about accountability that would reverberate far beyond this single feud. As the screen faded to black, the audience was left with one undeniable truth. In the world of entertainment, nothing stays hidden forever. The climax wasn't just about revelation. It was about courage, persistence, and the relentless pursuit of truth. And as the next chapter awaited, one question lingered in every viewer's mind. How far would this story go? And what consequences would finally be faced?